Alright, so here's another part to my 1989 Honda Accord Special Edition K24 swap project. The motor's in. I'm just doing some wiring and some basic things I've been running through the manual. But what I want to work on today was actually dealing with the VSS speed sensor, which is down the cables are in the way, you can't see it. So right now it has the original RSX Type S speed sensor. This is a 6-speed RSX transmission, but this car originally came with a speedometer cable. So measuring the speed was not done electronically. It was actually a cable that went from the transmission to the gauge cluster. Now, originally, when I first started this project a few years back, I had took the original VSS sensor that accepted the cable, and I had grinded it down, and I was grinding the transmission case, trying to get them to work. It never really fit it right, so I had to come up with another solution. So this is what I came up with. I just purchased a brand new speedometer cable. So this is the end that would go back into the speedometer. And this is actually a D-Series Civic, say like 96 to 2000 VSS speed sensor. I had a few of these that I had brought that were labeled as B-Series sensors, but they weren't, and I never used them. So they actually came with a little electronic head on the top of them. And what I did was I just took an angle grinder and I cut the head off, took the electronics out, and then there was the little female interceptor, which my original Accord VSS sensor would have had. So I was able to stick the speedometer cable, the male end, into the female end, and I just used some wire harness heat shrink that's glued. So it's, it's sealed and it's in there, it's firm. So I probably can't get a good video of this one-handed, but if I come around, and I turn the VSS gear, you can see the other end of the cable turn. Now, when this goes into the gauge cluster, it goes into this unit here, which is called the speed pulsar. And this will turn this revolution signal into electronic signal. So this does 4 pulses per revolution. And then it has a yellow-red wire that goes out and it goes to the cruise control box. So that's how the cruise control knows how fast you're going. There's an RPM input and there's a speed input that both go into this cruise control box. So my general thinking is I can split this wire off, run this back into the ECU to the electronic speed input, which also takes 4 pulses per revolution. It should give me a pretty accurate electronic speed to the ECU, so the engine computer knows how fast the car is actually going. Now, depending on how deep I get into this, I might actually try to hook up this factory cruise control system to the K-Series engine, because in theory, all I need to do is adapt the speedometer cable, the accelerator cable from the cruise control unit to the throttle body, and I do have the factory Type S throttle body, which has the hookup for the cruise control cable. So that would be awesome if I could get that to work. But I just wanted to give you an idea, because I looked around, I tried to look to see what the ES Civic guys were doing. And the ES Civics VSSs are, they're something similar to this, but they're real hard to come by, and I've seen them on eBay going for as high as $250. You can get this electronic VSS sensor on eBay for like $10. Like I said, all you have to do is cut the head off, and it will have the part to slip the cable in, but then there's nowhere to put the clip to hold the cable in place. And I just use a good piece of heat shrink, and it's in there, and that should be good to go. So hopefully that just knocks out another aspect of getting this project done. And I'm just gonna give you another close-up, just anybody who wants to see it. So like I said, this is inside the gauge cluster. It comes down, there's an orange connector that is connected 228, and it's 18 wires, and this wire should be wire number 14, a yellow and a red. So that's my speed signal. Like I said, I'm just gonna branch this off, run that back to the ECU, and the ECU should have a good 4 revolutions per minute speed sensor signal. Alright, that was just a short video for today, and like I said, there'll be a lot of other little things that I'll do, and you know, sometimes when I got to get creative and try to make something, I'll try to show you guys. So if anyone has you know, any ideas, inputs, knowledge, they've been through this before, definitely leave information down in the comments so I can, you know, try to figure this out the best way possible. Thank you.